Testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay, looks like everything's good. And don't worry, there's games. I'm just not in the game yet. But anyways, good evening everyone. Welcome to a late night Fall Guys stream. Just gonna add my Discord real quick. So yeah. I was planning to do this yesterday, but I guess some things happened, so I ended up not doing it yesterday. Truthfully, I think that is something I do sort of need just to at least... Well, I have streamed before. Like I said, I'm still on my new laptop and all that. So, still something for me to get used to overall, all things considered. In the grand scheme of things. But yeah, I really just wanted to do this stream tonight to... want to make sure I can stream on PC just fine, which by the way, I had to troubleshoot so many issues prior just to get this started. Anyways, let me just up the volume a little bit. And then I'll just adjust that along the way. But yeah, just wanted to test stream playing on PC and all that. Because like I said, I do want to do this with Street Fighter 6 eventually. Which I was planning to do a test stream before the end of the year, but then I realized there actually wasn't a whole lot of time left before the end of the year. So I was like, I'll just do the Fall Guys stream first to test it out. Then we'll do Street Fighter 6. Sometime before Trails Beyond the Horizon. But we'll figure that out over time though, all things considered. Okay, maybe I can up my mic volume a bit. But yeah, just wanted to chill with Fall Guys, start to talk about how my year's been. And then talk about just what to expect for the future. For the most part. Hey look, there's Stitch right next to me. I jumped. I did too late early. Bro, what the fuck? I didn't even grab that intentionally. It has been a bit since I've actually played Fall Guys, though, I'll admit. God damn it. That should have been me. Okay, he made it though. It's fine though. Yeah, really just wanted to do this stream tonight too. Test things out and make sure everything's good, and yeah. More or less the plan for tonight. Which I don't plan on streaming for too long, by the way. I do want to wake up early tomorrow for work and all that, just so I can leave early and all. This guy's a griefer though. I'll remember him. Well, I guess I don't have to because he didn't make it. But yeah. And by the way, this might be my... Whoa. Man, just thinking about it. I have been doing this for basically 5 years, since 2020. Or 2021. Actually 6 years, I guess. I mean the year with a Fall Guys stream. Which before I would like pretty much do it going into the new year, but... This year is pretty much... Well, last year I think I broke the tradition. Was I either last year or 2023 where I broke the tradition? But I at least made my last stream a Fall Guys stream before to end the year. More or less. Okay. So far, so good. Hopefully they're gonna eliminate at this point, and this part it can be... anyone can get grief. Okay, I know he was trying to grief. Make grief himself. Okay, now we're good. Wow. He got there too early. Okay, it looks like this one we can jump. Because I know there was one that started coming off guard with the fact that I couldn't jump it. I don't think we... no, never mind, I can't jump this one, unfortunately. That bitch. And we made it. Macho Falcon. I'll remember the name. The game might be a little quiet. Hopefully it isn't, but it could be. They have the slime. I don't think I played this one actually. So this one also feels pointless considering there's only 4 of us left, but I digress. Wait, what? What the hell is that? I'm salty about that one. But yeah, hope everyone's... well, hope everyone's holiday's been good. As we head into the new year and all. Okay, this one I do remember though. I will say though, streaming on this game on this laptop definitely feels a lot smoother, and yeah. Hopefully the resolution is good though. Oh wait, let's do this. Guess we don't slide anymore here. I guess. But yeah, I do remember this. I do remember this map though. I guess you just grab ASAP now. Interesting change, I guess. Okay, yeah, it's just catching me off guard, but I guess it's not a bad change. better or worse. In my opinion. But anyway, so... Well, obviously this is the last stream of this year, for the most part, but... I was also adding, this is probably gonna be my last stream for this game. This could be my last stream for this game, period. Because as well, unfortunately, the state of Fall Guys isn't exactly great. Like, well, layoffs that happened at Mediatonic. And then it's just a lot of other things with Fall Guys. Just doesn't bode well to me, unfortunately. Like, it feels like at any point they're probably gonna plug this game and cut it. Because this game isn't really doing it for a lot of people, for better or worse. Mostly for the worse, unfortunately. But I think that's just a shame, because you know how much I've enjoyed this game. And then I thought the free-to-play model would help give this a decent boost, as well as the level creator stuff, but I guess it just... I'm not sure what exactly was the problem, but it just looked like they couldn't keep up, unfortunately. Overall, with what the players wanted, and... yeah. Which I think that's just an unfortunate situation all around. At the very least, this game is still fun to play, so... well, at least end this year again with Fall Guys. What I do in next year is another story. Oh. Oh, I killed myself. Okay, that's on me. Am I even doing rank? Oh, I'm not even doing rank. I thought I was doing that, but I guess not. Well, I guess I did get a few more games I usually wouldn't. I digress. Yeah, I mean, I'll probably go back and talk about some stuff this year, but I guess starting this year was, well, I basically got a new car, not because I needed one or anything, but just because of other stuff that happened, which just made it easier for me to get, in comparison to everyone else, forcing anyone else. Just conditions made it easier for me to consider getting a new car, in comparison to asking other people for it. Which, all things considered, I am really grateful for the car. Yay. Barely made it. Cool. Okay. Well, I did have some issues with my car later in the year, which I guess, well, one of the unfortunate problems I experienced was the fact that I've had to nail my tires 3 times this year, somehow. After I basically had none with my previous car that I was basically using since 2019. But that was a little frustrating, but at least the fix was easy, thankfully. Thankfully. But it was still annoying because other than the nails I got on my tire, the car's just been really beneficial for me personally to have. At least for how much I was able to do with it. And it made it a lot easier to get around to. The features it has and such. Which, I mean, coming from a 2019 car. Well, the car I used since 2019, but I'm pretty sure the car was from like 2011, so it was pretty behind on stuff, even though it still was working well. I'm people like on my new car though, all things considered. You won't hear me complaining. So there was that, basically. And then pretty much a common trend throughout the year, just going to, well, aside from when I took a few breaks to play some games, I was pretty much more or less going at my local pretty much every week. Or at least every month, at least. I remember when that used to be the strats. But nowadays, just because everyone can slide down really quick, there's just so much more incentive to go through as much as you can before, and not rest that. But this person will be fine though. I'm pretty sure if you just got the silver, you would have been fine. See? At the very least, I guess it's good to know, streaming this game is basically fine. Let me just double check my stream, make sure the resolution looks good, because, well... Okay, it looks like it's good as well. The resolution on what my laptop's using is basically a little higher than what I had previously. 16 by 10, basically. But I figured I was gonna run into some weird... Oh, Street Fighter 6 is gonna be weird. Okay. Oh yeah, classic one. But yeah, I'll probably shoot for like 2 hours at most, roughly. And then that'll be my stream for the year, last stream of the year. Bro, get out my fucking way. I don't care how much I destruct this. Okay, now let's do that. But yeah, pretty much just competing at my locals, and I guess this year was, I guess competitively, I was doing fine overall, but I definitely felt like I didn't do as well as I would have liked to till pretty much near the end of this year, basically, which even then, I'm still not really satisfied where I am level-wise. But I guess I did alright overall, because I felt like most of the beginning of this year was really me struggling with Ed's nerfs, personally. Just because I'm a slow learner, I take a little bit more time than usual. Like, I knew Ed was fine, despite the nerfs he got last year. Near the end of last year, but I guess I had some weird mentality of myself thinking it is so much harder and all that, when in reality, Ed is fine. That's how it felt for me, personally. Even though I did have some highs during it, at the very least. Which I'm happy for. Okay, I might have to greet this guy first. Yeah, by the way, like, the whole mentality thing is just more of a skill issue on my end. It's nothing really related to the game or what they changed. That's how I see it, personally. Okay, so we're all stuck together, unfortunately. Okay, he griefed himself, I think. Pineapple guy's a griefer. And well, he griefed himself as well. Okay, now it's that guy. Oh my gosh. I got too scared for some reason. I'm not watching that. I can't believe the creeper one. Oh well, I just need to be more willing to grief if anything, but alas, I have an excuse. I have an OS at least. But yes, what else? Well, even though, like, well, this year I definitely was more focused on competing versus streaming, so I didn't play as many games as I would have liked, all things considered. Despite that, I think I played to a good amount of games that I enjoyed. I mean, just, like, Dynasty Warriors Origins, a game that I forgot came out this year, was a really good time. Which, I mean, I wasn't expecting too much initially because Dynasty Warriors, but legit, that game is that game, like, it's not perfect by any means. I'd be lying if I said I didn't have a good time with the game. I would be lying if I said I didn't have a good time with it, for sure. Because I genuinely had a good time with it. Like, it was definitely a much more serious Dynasty Warriors game, but it's still Dynasty Warriors, you can't say. Oh, and I also finished Sonic Generations, which Sonic X Shadow Generation, which the Sonic Generation part, all of it. I remember I enjoyed it when I played it the first time, but replaying the remaster of it, I'm not gonna lie, the game felt a lot worse than how I remembered it, which, thank God there's a Shadow Generations part at least, because that was actually good. I mean, I can't tell if I was biased for that because it's Shadow or it's because it's new, but it felt fun to play. It felt fun to play at least, so I'm glad I did at least do that on stream. And then Dynasty 4 is next, which, like I said, had a good time. I've only done one playthrough, but one's enough for me for the kind of game it is. I really enjoyed it. And what else did I... Oh yeah, then next was Trails to Daybreak 2, which... Man, Trails is such a crazy thing to me, just because there was a time when I almost lost interest in the series because of burnout. From how much I played prior to Reverie, and I guess waiting for Reverie, but I think the main issue was really just the fact that I played through Reverie when I wasn't really in the mood to play Reverie. I didn't do that ASAP. And what almost killed the series for me. Which I guess, thankfully, Trails to Daybreak 1 was just around the corner. Well, it was a year out before it actually released. Thankfully. And this time, I pretty much waited like a month-ish, I think, till after a release to actually get to start on it. But needless to say, Trails of Daybreak ended up saving the series for me back in 2024, so... I was, like, on one hand, I was excited for Daybreak 2, but on the other hand, I was sort of nervous just because of the fact that I've heard very, very polarizing things about Daybreak 2. To the extent of Cold Steel 4, basically, which I still enjoyed. I still had a really good time playing through Cold Steel 4, but Daybreak 2, I was starting to have some expectations, considering what I went through recently with the series and all. And well, and yeah, and I'll admit, the whole time travel, or the rewind time thing really took it out for me. But despite that, I'm glad I played through Daybreak. I'm really glad I played through Daybreak 2, because I had a good time with the game, despite its problems. I don't think the problems are that bad, per se. It's just easy to leave a sour taste in someone's mouth, really, if anything. Which does have me excited. Which, I mean, I guess it was good timing when I did start on, like... I don't think I started on Daybreak 2 ASAP, but... I started on it within a what's the time frame to me finishing? I started within a reasonable time frame after, if anything. Hey, Omina, welcome to the stream. Oh. Oh. Okay, I think I see what the issue is. 1 second. I was wondering where the stream chat was, but... Okay, there it is. Hey, it's Slob Savannah. Welcome to the stream, thank you for the follow. Okay. Yeah, just doing somewhat of a test stream. Just doing somewhat of a test stream tonight at the moment on my PC now. Which, now it's clear I have to make some other changes as well while streaming on PC, but... Something I could do. How am I doing? More or less chilling at the moment. Sorry I've had a late start because I had some technical issues, but I think that's been overall resolved for the time being. But yeah, just doing a year-end stream with chilling with Fall Guys to end the night and all. Hope your nights are going well though, Mina and Rena. Now that I think about it. Probably some other things I'm gonna have to tweak as well. At least when I'm streaming on PC. But we'll figure it out. But yeah, so just chilling with Fall Guys tonight. They're talking about how my years has been so far. And pretty much plans for the future. At least going to 2026 and such. Yeah. Doing well, thank you. Good to hear. What? What? That's going well, thank you. Anyways. How am I enjoying the New Year's Eve? Well, unfortunately I do have to work tomorrow, so we're doing that, but like last week was Christmas Eve, I am gonna try to go into work early next week. Or early tomorrow, just so I can get out a bit earlier than usual. At least I'll try to. Granted, I'm not in too much of a rush, all things considered. But I'm gonna try to at least. But otherwise, I'm probably just gonna be chilling at home. And enjoying whatever else I can as well along the way. I mean, the best chat I've learned from this minigame is really just to not rush and just, well, not rush, stay ahead, just stay behind in one lane. Just screw others over later. Okay, but I think I stayed back a little. Okay, I stayed back a little too far. I'll use a base camera. I'm just lazy. Well, I don't have a proper camera set up, and I'd also have to change some other stuff. But I just never felt the urge to. I'd probably use some PNG model of anything, or a picture of something, but it's whatever to me. As well. Streaming is just really a way for me to chill versus making anything big. But it's not something I'm in a particular rush for. And there are other things I need to look at as well, too, if anything. Oh yeah, I guess just going back to the other things I did this year. Oh, god damn it. we should be okay still, despite the setback. Yeah, we'll be okay. And by the way, Ren, I'm not really interested in any commissions at the moment. If that's what you're implying. I guess I could try to work this out. Hmm. Okay, that didn't help. Hmm. I guess I'll figure it out later. Cause okay. Like I said right now, I'm not really interested in any commissions at the moment. Just if that's what you're aiming for. Okay, don't go in yet. Now we go in. I started brief there. I went way too fast for that. I think it's this myself. I guess I can go for these then. I missed that, but that's fine. Yeah, we should be okay though. Consider. Hey, first. Anyways. But yeah, anyways, what was I thinking about? Oh yeah, games I played through this year, though. Even though I didn't play through a whole lot of them, I did play through an okay amount, given what I was prioritizing and such. I'm actually okay with that. So yeah, it's like basically finished Sonic Generations, Sonic X-Shao Generations, Dynasty Warriors Origins, just Daybreak 2. I think Kena Bridge of Spirit was next. I think I did one more game before, after Daybreak 2 though. I think there's one game I'm missing. Because I know after Kena Bridge of Spirit, it was Expedition 33. I'd have to look at my backlog and anything. Oh yeah, Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. How could I forget that one? That was the game I did before Kena. Which Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. I had a good time with it overall. My biggest regret is just the fact that I played it on normal when I definitely could have handled hard. I probably could have handled hard. But it was pretty much because Ninja Gaiden 4 got announced, so that motivated me to play through the other Ninja Gaiden games. I played through the Master Collection on my own just because I wasn't really in the mood to stream them. Yeah, I wasn't in the mood to really stream Ninja Gaiden 1, like the collection. And granted, the Ninja Gaiden games are pretty self-contained story-wise, even if they make some references to the other games. But for the most part, they're pretty self-contained, so it's like, you're not missing out on anything you play them out for or anything, which... I did play through 3 first, and then I played through 1. Because I know I remember trying 1 a while ago, and then... It was hard, but I felt like most of it was pretty much a skill issue on my end. And not really being familiar with the game. But once things started making sense, I was like, oh, okay, this is actually very fun. So playing through Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge, which, it was my second time playing through Razor's Edge, because I've already played through it once. I pretty much went to Ninja Gaiden 2 Black expecting it to beat me up, but like I said, I think I made it a little too easy just picking... A little easy for myself picking just normal. Which I think I would have had a better, much more enjoyable challenge if I picked hard, but hey, that did allow me to play through Kena Bridge of Spirits, which I bought that game like 4 years ago, just never got to it until this year. Which it wasn't what I expected. I didn't expect it to be a Souls-like game to a degree, combat-wise. But I really enjoyed it, though. Crazy that came out years ago, and it still looks pretty good, too. Oh, easy to tell. Damn it, I could have been on that side on my own. And I got green. Okay, he griefed himself though, that's fine. Oh yeah, and by the way, hopefully audio is good, because this is still sort of a test stream too, because I've never streamed a PC game on this laptop either. And it's just, I guess just to prepare for Street Fighter 6 and other games. Figure I should do this now rather than later. Because I don't plan to stream for too long tonight. Just because I do want to get to work a little early tomorrow. So I can get out. To end the year. Anyway, let's try again. What the hell? Oh, that's safe to me. Okay, the new jumping near a ledge though is weird to me though. Yeah, overall had a good time with Kenna, River Spirit. And then came Expedition 33, which... So I pre-ordered that game on Amazon, because I had some Amazon gift card balance to use. I was basically getting it for free. However, my physical copy wasn't coming day one anyway, so it's gonna come like the Monday after release, which I'm like, okay, cool, I can wait. And that also gave me the chance to pretty much grind Street Fighter 6. And I think finished Kenna Bridge of Spirit as well. But for some reason my Amazon copy was going to get delayed by at least another week. So I was thinking, okay, fine. At that point I decided, yeah, I should just get this digitally instead because I didn't want to wait that long for Expedition 33. Considering that was the last game out. That was a game I really wanted to play and needless to say, it was worth it. Canceling my physical copy for the digital version, which I did buy a physical copy later on anyways, to get the steelbook. But Expedition 33 is a great game, though. Hey, Z-Fly, welcome to the stream. Yep, Fall Guys. Sort of just a stream for me to end the year with, and talk about stuff. And also to test stream on this PC, on this new laptop for PC games, which hopefully everything sounds good, by the way, Z-Fly. I might need to work on some resolution stuff with it, but otherwise, I think everything's okay so far. How's the new laptop? It's been really great, to say the least. Like, there's a part of me that wish I got, like, something with a 5070 Ti, but alas, I'm very happy with what I got, because I got this... I pretty much got same-day delivery on this laptop. But it's definitely something I definitely needed though, for sure. Anyways. Yeah, hopefully everything sounds good though, and looks good too. I guess I did have to troubleshoot some stuff. Because, well, my mic wasn't picking up until after I did the restart and later on some other stuff, but I think at least it worked out at least. So it's sort of like, but the laptop's great though. And like I said, even though it sucked to suddenly spend 1.3k on this when I wasn't planning to. It's probably a blessing in disguise that I did overall. Just because of the whole news of how gaming on PC games is going to get a lot more expensive, and Even the consoles too are probably gonna get. There's probably gonna be even more shortages for other stuff, considering they also use RAM too. Oh shit. God damn it. I didn't have to go in there, but that's fine. Yeah, hopefully everything sounds good at least though. Otherwise, aside from all that, so just talking about how the year's been and pretty much plans going forward, well, how 2026 will look as well. How's 2026 looking? I have some exciting stuff, some stuff I planned next year that I am sort of excited for. I guess we'll just also have to wait and see how things go as well. All things considered. But overall excited going into next year. What stuff I have planned for myself. Also started just looking back on 2025. But well, at least this year was definitely me mostly focused on grinding Street Fighter 6 and such. And competing for the most part, which this year was interesting. No regrets doing it, by the way, either. It's just like, on one hand, it was a year I got to do a lot of stuff, but at the same time, didn't really get the results I wanted, per se. Especially with Street Fighter 6, considering that's the game I grind the most and all. Especially with EVO, and I guess Festival of Fights to a degree. The game I grinded ended up not being the game I did my best in. Which I mean, I'm still doing fine my vocals and such. And I guess in general this year, with Street Fighter 6, I did doubt myself a good amount of times in the grand scheme of things, more than I should have. But I guess at some point during the later half of the year, things did start to click overall. Which I wish it could have happened sooner, but better late than never. And still a nice learning experience from nonetheless. And aside from how stale Street Fighter 6 can be at times, at least for the fact that like this whole big Season 3 update didn't really change a whole lot of things. Not to mention, we're also lacking, post-game content is still an issue, unfortunately. But I still enjoy Street Fighter 6 for what it is. So I just want to... All that said, I did sort of want to chill for now. And worry about that next year, basically. Not to mention, I will... Well, aside from this test stream being a stream to test PC games on this laptop, I do want to stream Street Fighter 6 time to time next year. So, hopefully, at least with how this is going, Street Fighter 6 should be fine next year. Hopefully. Anyways, oh yeah, I forgot to say, everything looks and sounds good. Okay, that's good to hear. I am gonna have to play around with some settings. Or at least, maybe some resolution settings for some of my stuff, but it should be fine, all things considered. Oh yeah, and then back to what I was saying. Street Fighter 6, like, overall, I overall developed. Overall, I feel like I did start to have that confidence back near the end of this year. which I guess is a little frustrating because I felt like I was still struggling to find that confidence again earlier, like throughout most of this year. But it is what it is, and like I said, still a good learning experience overall. Fatal Fury, however, that's the game that I really just picked it up. Well, I asked my brother to gift it for me for my birthday this year, because I was thinking, this game does look interesting enough for me to at least want to give it a shot. And then, well, I ended up picking the best character in the game to main, which it was very much influenced by her English VA that I did meet at Anime Pasadena. And then I did well. Well, unfortunately, Fatal Fury isn't like crazy big anywhere, unfortunately, locally. But my local is at least hosting Fatal Fury while preparing for EVO and all that. So there's that. Oh shoot. Okay, I might be screwed from this one. Hey, Pock, welcome to the stream. Thank you for the raid. I'll shout you out in a bit. Okay, got the last one. How's it going though, Pock? Hope the rest of your Monster Hunter stream went well. Well, I'm not gonna be streaming for too much tonight, but I just wanted to at least do one, sort of just chill and talk about other stuff and such that happened to me this year, as well as just basically plans going into next year, streaming-wise, and in general. Which, I mean, in general, not much is gonna change, but like I mentioned, I do want to try to find a better balance between grinding/competing and streaming. I do want a better balance between the two. Because there are still games I do want to play and such. Not to mention, one of those games is gonna take, well, two of those games are gonna take me near 100 hours to complete. Sorry, what? I don't know. You're good. This change is really well. A mixture of testing how streaming on this new laptop is for PC games, which is in turn a way to test streaming Street Fighter 6 that I do plan to do before Trails Beyond the Horizon. Also just sort of want to chill, looking back at how this year's been. While talking about what some plans going to next year are, which granted not a lot's gonna change for me personally. And yeah, new laptop, which on one hand, I wish I didn't have to spend the 1.3k I had to do a few weeks ago, but at the same time, looking at how PC prices for PCs are good, well, how much more expensive PC gaming is going to get next year. Because I was actually planning to upgrade to a desktop next year. I mean, fuck, I've been streaming on a laptop this whole time. Well, first it was share play on PlayStation. And then when I got my capture card, I was streaming off the laptop. So it's not anything different, I'm just troubleshooting some issues, just because this is a new laptop and such. I mean, my plan was to attempt for a PC next year, but, well, unfortunately, my old laptop stopped working. Well, something's wrong with the laptop, which it could probably get fixed, but I needed a new one, so... And I saw the current laptop I'm currently using on sale for... Oh yeah. Shit. I messed up. Okay. I think it's GG's for me, unfortunately. I wasn't even supposed to go this way the first time. Oh well. Yeah, the plan was to try to get a PC next year, but considering my laptop wasn't working, I did sort of need something that would work. And I saw this on sale, so I was like, why not? Which, like I said, the only thing that sucked about it was just the fact that I had to had to spend money for this laptop unexpectedly. But look, considering some of the issues with, well, how much more expensive things are going to get with getting a new PC in general next year, whether you're building or buy. No, see, that was before I knew. That was before I knew that was going to be a thing. That was pretty much my plan, like, a long time ago. Pretty much, like, with my laptop, I was planning to give it at least 4 years before upgrading, but like I said, things happened. So I ended up getting a new laptop instead. Which, like I said, now I'm looking back, well, after I got this laptop, I did see the news of how expensive things are gonna get, so I was like, you know what? I think it's a blessing I upgraded now instead of later. Like, ideally I would have wanted a desktop, but I would have to, well, do a lot of reorganizing and buy some new stuff. Or new peripherals to go with it, because I actually don't really have anything that works with it. Or not up to a standard to work with it. SpongeBob. We'll try to make her. I do want to try to at least get one before I call it the stream. Because I don't think I played this since the end of the summer this year. So it was like back in September, I think. Early September. Okay, so I was saying, the whole PC thing was something I was planning, like, way back when I got my laptop previously. Like, my previous gaming laptop, what I got in 2022. I was planning to get that at least 4 years and then get a desktop. Because I figured, like, 4 years would be a good amount, which granted, I think 3 is still good, all things considered. It's just, that's the thing that sort of sucks. Just the fact that, for some reason, like, a few weeks ago, it just suddenly stopped. It just wouldn't work for me anymore, so I did need something new, and that's why I ended up upgrading earlier than expected. Which, like I said, despite that... No, I was using a laptop before. The PC was something I was planning to look into next year. Which I pretty much planned that a few years ago. Yeah, just suddenly stopped working for some reason. So that's why I ended up getting a new laptop instead. This year, again. Instead of sticking with what I had previously till next year. It is what it is, though. And like I said, despite that, I think it's a blessing in disguise, considering the price hikes that are most likely coming next year with PC gaming and such. And probably gaming as a like anything that uses RAM as a whole. That includes consoles too. I mean, I haven't had a desktop in a good while at this point, which, quite frankly, I'm actually okay with it. Just because, I mean, it is easier to get managed and such. I will never commit to PC gaming until pretty much near the end of 2022/start of 2023. Which, I mean, it's just more so just because that's how I was used to stuff. It wasn't particularly any reason why I didn't get into PC gaming earlier. It's just I never really had one back then. And Ultra Image consoles was what I had. Easier for me to work with. But after I started working and such, I did finally start to commit to PC gaming, and most of it was really for Street Fighter 6, since that was on the horizon. Yeah, dude, fuck it. But like I said, despite all that, I do think getting this laptop is worth it in the long run, because it, like, even though it's not a desktop, I think this laptop will actually do a good amount of what I do, well, even more than what I would have wanted initially. Than what I was able to do before on my previous laptop, which, I mean, my previous laptop was at least able to handle playing Street Fighter 6, which that's really all I wanted, and it still ran it really well. I just couldn't multitask more outside of that, which is unfortunate because I did want to stream myself playing on PC, but my laptop wasn't strong enough to play and stream. But that's why I think it's very much a blessing that I am able to do both. Well, with this laptop, I can at least do both. Oh, food's getting shot out. I see the challenge. Oh, that's unfortunate. But yeah, at the very least, at least streaming Street Fighter 6 should be an option next year for me. At the very least. Okay, I've never played this final game. Okay. Oh no. God damn it. I messed up. Definitely could have been mine, but... Anyways, what else I want to talk about? Oh yeah, and then, well, I did take that hiatus from streaming after I finished Expedition 33. Which, honestly, I don't think it really, well, outside being able focusing on grinding Street Fighter 6 and chilling with other stuff. I guess it also helped there wasn't really a whole lot of games I really wanted to play ASAP. I like nothing that wasn't releasing ASAP. So I guess it didn't hurt that, at least. Am I looking? I mean, I'm not anytime soon. It's gonna be like way down the line now if I do. Eventually I do, but like I said, initially that was planned for next year, but that was before I knew that the whole AI stuff would take over and PC parts would get a lot more expensive. As well as PCs in general. But like I said, I'm not in a particular rush for that now. I'm pretty happy with what I got now. I wouldn't even need like the best things to make it work anyways. Probably like 30 gigabytes of RAM and at least, well, I guess, well, it would have been like at least a 40 series, but I guess whatever, anything would work at this point for what I want. Because the main game I'm playing on PC is Street Fighter 6. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I said, like eventually getting the desktop was going to be the end game, but that got set back because of what happened to my current laptop, or previous laptop, and the issues with PC, well, the price hikes that we're going to next year because of AI taking over. My specs on my laptop are really strong though, or they're a really big. It's actually a pretty big improvement. Going from 16 gigabytes of RAM to 32 gigabytes is, I figured it'd be better, but I didn't expect it to be this much better. So that's gonna help. And it has a 5060 graphics card as well. And an AMD Ryzen 7 processor. I don't think it's like the actual latest one, but it's pretty close to it, I think. It's the Lenovo Legion Pro 5, by the way. A model from this year. I do sort of wish I got the Acer Predator Helios 16 something, because that has a 5070 Ti. But, I mean, the reason why I got the Lenovo is just because it also offers same-day delivery, which I mean, like, a few weeks ago, I pretty much spent a whole day after work just setting up the laptop to make sure everything was good and such. I'm not going to be like playing any games on high or ultra settings anytime soon. Or ultra settings. Unless it's like an older game and such. But even then, like the main thing I really play on PC is pretty much Street Fighter 6. I mean, if anything, the plus side though is just this new laptop does let me stream a few more PC games that I was planning to stream at some point. Because I guess even last year, when I did stream some games on PC, I did start noticing that it still works fine, but it's like, if I want to push my laptop, it's gonna cause problems. At least when I was streaming like Nier Automata last year, which is still ran fine overall once I played around with some settings. But I figured there were times it wasn't as smooth as it could have been. I pretty much figured I was gonna need a new laptop. I would probably need something a little beefier. But it was pretty much on the RAM side for the most part, I think, that needed the improvements. Okay, I guess, well, one thing I'll say for sure, I guess plans for events next year. I don't think I'm going to EVO next year, because a good amount of my friends actually aren't planning to go next year, and I did have a good time at EVO this year, don't get me wrong, but if I had to go about most of them, that's our one where I'm sort of okay with just staying at home and chilling. Which, I mean, plus I am going to Level Up Expo next year. I still need to figure out hotel plans and such and travel. But at the very least, that's pretty much both a gaming event and an anime convention. Next year, or... I mean, there's still more than a day left before the New Year's. There's still over a day left. I mean, EVO's gonna be like mid next year anyways, mid 2026. And Level Up Expo is like end of April. Yeah. Late April for Level Up Expo and late June for EVO. Which, like I said, EVO, which granted, I guess the unfortunate reality of EVO is that some sponsorships from Saudi Arabia have started, like, Saudi Arabia basically has full ownership of it. Which I mean, I don't blame the company, Evo and such. 2026 Manifest. Well, I won't be going to that because level up and all. I mean, both Evo and Level Up are in Vegas, but like I said, Evo next year, I had a good time this year, but next year I'm most likely not going. I mean, both of them are at the Las Vegas Convention Center, though. And there are other reasons why some people I know aren't going to Evo, but my particular case is just that most of my friends aren't interested in going next year. And oh yeah, and then I did check registration out of curiosity, and if I even like, it's still roughly $300, almost $300 for me. Which, don't get me wrong, even though the registration cost a bit more than what I would have liked. At least this year, like when I had to manage both travel and hotel. I had friends to room with and such, and travel with, so I wasn't alone, thankfully. It made like the cost to travel and attend was, or to travel and have a place to sleep at. That was alleviated a lot by just having those two friends I traveled with. I'm okay with that, personally. I can't say I would have had a good time on my own at Evo. Like, maybe I would have enjoyed it, but I don't think it would have been as exciting for me personally. If I didn't travel with most of my friends, basically. Is what I'm saying. And on top of like some other friends I know not feeling comfortable going to Evo next year because of the whole new ownership by Saudi Arabia. The Saudi Arabia government and such. Yeah, it just seemed like a time that. Oh, what? Okay, how the hell did that happen? Anyways, Pac, I mean, you asked that same question a couple times already. I'm pretty sure I said it in Vegas. And at the Las Vegas Convention Center. Okay, I think I have to leave this one, unfortunately. I think everyone else DC'd if no one else is moving. Okay. But anyways. I think the only event I'm really going to next year is Love Expo. As long as that thing don't fall through. Jeez, why the fuck do you want to read so much? So, unlike this year, next year I will not be taking a hiatus from stream. I won't be taking a crazy long hiatus from streaming, like I did this year, after I finished Expedition 33. I don't have to go through yet. What? Bro, wasn't even there. Yeah, so next year I don't like if I take a hiatus, it'll probably be for like a month at most. But in turn though, I just also wouldn't be streaming often. Well, I won't force myself to stream unless I'm in the mood for it. But I do want to try to balance it out more at the very least, because, well, I think I'll have regionals. If I take hiatuses from streaming, like I said, at most it'd be like a month. But it would be for like regionals in my region versus going to Evo and such. I did want to consider Combo Breaker, but I don't think anyone's really said anything about it, and quite frankly in my case, I'm probably not going anyways. Considering rooms are completely booked already. So I'm already late to the party. I guess after I got back from Evo. Like, after I got back from Evo, the only games I really remember doing for the rest of the year are basically Trails in the Sky first chapter, Pokemon Legends ZA. I don't remember if I did anything else. Yes, it was like Trails in the Sky first chapter, Pokemon Legends ZA, Tales of Berseria, and Ninja Gaiden 4. All games I enjoyed. Tales of Berseria, I was a little surprised that I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. But I'm glad I played it though, nonetheless. Right? I was thinking, man, really? When I saw the whole remaster announcement happened, but at the same time, I did realize there wasn't really a whole lot of upgrades going into Berseria, so it's fine for me, I guess. And like, quite frankly, I don't really care how many games I get through this year, but next year, aside from some new releases, I am gonna try to focus more on clearing backlog, which I will not be streaming every single game, by the way. Because that's unrealistic for me. Like, I would pretty much have to stop running Street Fighter 6, which I have no plans to anytime soon. So I'm gonna try to do some stuff off stream, which I did buy Resident Evil 3 recently. Because, well, Resident Evil Requiem, I will stream. The Resident Evil 3 remake, that's the last of the remake trilogy that I haven't played. Well, initially I didn't get it just because COVID happened and I wasn't working, so I really just prioritized Final Fantasy VII Remake at that point. But even then, I did see the reviews for Resident Evil 3 Remake and all that. And needless to say, I'm sort of glad I didn't get it because... And here's the thing, I've never played the original Resident Evil 3, so I can't really speak for sure on like how a lot of people would feel about it, but for me personally, I did see how players felt about the remake, and they told me it probably wasn't worth getting for $60. Like, I mean, from what I played, it's not bad. I never heard people call it a bad game because of how short it was or anything. The biggest problem I hear, though, is that the game is way too short for... Oh, not only is it too short for how much you pay, which I don't think Resident Evil games are like the longest games ever, but there wasn't a whole lot to go back to with Resident Evil 3 Remake after you finish it, which, I mean, Resident Evil 2, you at least had 2 campaigns to play through for 2 separate routes, and then you could do the inverse as well. And not to mention, they also added free stories to it as well, which they're not like absolutely necessary, but there was a lot of free play value with Resident Evil 2 Remake. Resident Evil 3 Remake is the complete opposite, and so many people even describe that game to me as basically glorified Resident Evil 2 DLC. Fucked up there. Really? God damn it. Oh well. Have a nice and good night? Okay, no worries, Gary. I'm not gonna be streaming for too long, but I did want to do a test stream at least because new laptop and all. And first time streaming on PC, a PC game on PC. I just wanted to be safe and such. Hope you have a happy New Year as well. Whenever I see you, Curry. But yeah, Resident Evil 3 Remake. I started on it. Didn't get crazy far, but some things do feel a little odd to me. I guess the most obvious one to me is basically Nemesis in Resident Evil 3 Remake. But I know he's supposed to be a big, like... He's supposed to be a much more hellish version of Mr. X dealer. But at least from the remake standpoint, he doesn't really feel scary in my opinion. Or at least, at the very least, not scary in the sense that, at least the stuff I've seen so far from him, they're basically scripted. Unlike in Resident Evil 2 Remake where the moment Mr. X was on you, he was following you. You can hide in safe rooms. You can hide in safe rooms and such in that game. And you could slow him down. But at the end of the day, though, until you got to a certain point in the game, he was generally on you. Which we did not have. I started seeing Mr. X or Nemesis in Resident Evil 3 Remake doesn't really do that. So, I mean, and then you could probably argue some other problems with Nemesis in Resident Evil 3 Remake. But yeah, my point being is just that he's not exactly scary in Resident Evil 3 Remake. Or he doesn't get that same vibe that made me terrified of Mr. X. What's going on with this guy though? With all that said, the game was $10 and I did want to at least finish it before Resident Evil Requiem releases, which I don't think I'll stream it immediately, but I'll stream it at some point this year, next year. But yeah, aside from some new releases like Resident Evil Requiem, Trails Beyond the Horizon, Phantom Blade Zero, and Chosen in the Sky's second chapter, I'll probably type them in the annihilation. Next year, I do want to try to get through backlogs that I've had. Where's my jump? I don't know. Are you serious? Yeah, next year I do want to try to get through backlogs next year. For the most part in comparison to starting new stuff. While that said, I am going to have to do some stuff off stream, so I can't do everything on stream, unfortunately. Well, I guess I didn't talk much about this, which is sort of like, well, somewhat unfortunate, but also fortunate at the same time. Basically playing Pokemon Unite again, which, after, well, I wasn't playing it for the past, since I haven't played it since 2023. But I was at least keeping up with some streamers and content creators with the game at least. And especially after watching Pokemon Worlds this year, I did realize I did miss this game and I wanted to give it another shot. Which, it's fun when things are fun, but the downside, when having it on the Switch too is also fine. It was good initially, but over time I did start noticing that my game was starting to crash a lot on the Switch too. Even on the Switch too. But at that point you would need mobile to fix the issue. So for all the Pokeballs they added though, it was fun playing Pokemon Unite again this year. Which I will admit, I was also crashing out on the game recently though, because of some teammates. But I did get Mega Charizard Y recently though, which that was my whole reason for playing it, running it a bit. Which, yeah, thankfully I got it. Thankfully I got it. Okay, I think I see 3 players. Oh, god damn it. I keep freaking myself. Oh well, go next though. But yeah, next year, I'm still gonna be grinding Street Fighter 6, all that said. Like, even though I'm not going to EVO, most likely not going to EVO next year, I do have something else in Vegas planned, and not to mention, there are probably gonna be some regionals in my states that do happen that I end up going, that I'll most likely attend. Most likely. And not to mention, I'm still going to be going to my locals as well, and grinding Street Fighter 6 in general. But, like I said, I do want to try to find a better balance between streaming and grinding next year. Because while I was on my hiatus grinding for EVO, I did start missing the whole thing with streaming as well, which that was sort of my way to chill and play through games. Which I'm still going to do that next year, but like I said, I am going to be playing some stuff off stream that, realistically, I'm not going to be able to have time to stream, unfortunately. As nice as it would be to do everything on stream, realistically, it's just not possible. Oh, this kind of level too. How? I should still make it, hopefully. Okay, what the hell? Okay, I still make it, but not a lot harder than it had to be. I'm just looking at some stuff real quick. In case you're wondering why there's no game sound. Or if anything, I actually do have a local. Well, last week my local was on break for the holidays, but this week they're returning, so I do have to practice again and such. Okay, this one again. Oh, like I also said, next year, 2026, the first game I actually do press stream, well, aside from doing my Street Fighter 6 test stream and such, it's most likely going to be Trails Beyond the Horizon. There is a demo out that I considered streaming the demo for, but I think the demo's going to be pretty short. Not to mention, like, the prologue's not going to be that long. There's like a battle demo of it after, but it's probably not going to be anything crazy or anything that would carry over. And I don't believe it will be. I'm just gonna wait till the Trails Beyond the Horizon is actually out, and I also won't even be able to do it ASAP because I do have something for Street Fighter 6 due to grind for sometime in January. Mid-January. Any plans tomorrow? Well, I gotta work tomorrow, so there's that. But otherwise, I'm probably just gonna be chilling for the most part. Name? You work, Hawk? I thought you were in school. Well, now you're on winter break. Dylan? I mean, well, I am working, so I'm not gonna be able to do much after anyways. And not to mention, I also didn't want to stream tomorrow. Even though I did start late today. I figure I would rather just chill today instead of stream today and test stuff out and then chill tomorrow. That was pretty much my whole thinking. I would go to the gym tomorrow, but unfortunately, with when I'll most likely get out of work and get home for the gym, and bro, this guy is so fucking slow. Unfortunately, with how I probably won't get home in a reasonable reasonable manner. I'm probably not gonna get to the gym till somewhat late. And unfortunately, on like New Year's Eve and most holidays, my gym does close early. Cause my gym usually opens 24/7, but on holidays they close early. They close at like 6 p.m.-ish. The only holiday they're truly closed for is basically Christmas. So I appreciate them being open for most of the holidays. But yeah, Wednesdays I've been going to the gym usually, but this week I figured it'd be easier for me to just go on Tuesday because I know before the gym closes, it's gonna be pretty packed. So I'd rather not deal with that while trying to work out. Anyways. Hopefully I win this one. I have been making good progress with Black Clover at least, in my downtime. Which, I started rewatching it because Season 2 got confirmed. And well, I'm almost halfway through it. Yeah, I'm just expecting to chill for the I mean, for the most part, holidays I don't really do a whole lot for. Like, holidays are usually just a regular day for me. Like, if I have it off, then I'm just chilling. Not much of a countdown person, personally. Two of us left. 3 of us left. I guess just this year overall. There are definitely some lows that happened. But for the most part, a lot of highs that made it worth it. Overall, fairly positive about going to next year as well. EVO was basically the biggest highlight for me this year. I wish I could be excited to go to it next year, but considering most of my friends aren't really interested in going next year for their own reasons. I don't think it would be the same without them if I tried going next year on my own. Like, I did some things on my own while I was at EVO, but even then, EVO wouldn't have been the same without most of the friends I went with. Hey, Puck, your winter break's till like... Your winter break's till like... the second week of January, I think? I'm assuming. I just remember like... Remember it was like... around a month-ish. It's like basically before MLK weekend, right? So you have like next week off too, right? Hey, Stormy. Welcome to the stream. I'll check and chat in a bit. One more sequence. Okay, so after 24 hours, I wouldn't have taken a shower. Wouldn't have taken a shower for 1 year. Well, I'm not a Smash player anymore, Stormy. And even then, I was always showering. At least once a day. What's up, Stormy? Welcome to the stream. Hey, we got the silver. Or bronze. Well, Stormy, I do also get that joke as well, but the thing is, I still have a day. Well, it's still the 30th for me. So yeah. Still got over it. But even then. Only in some situations. This is one of the rare cases it is. It can happen. But it doesn't happen often. I mean, Fall Guys did come out in 2020. And granted, this probably will be, well, I can't say for sure this will be the last time I stream it, but what I'm still gonna be saying is, look, I might still stream it time to time, but I probably won't prioritize it all next year. Because, well, unfortunately, I feel like with Fall Guys, as much as I enjoy this game, there's most likely gonna be a point where eventually eventually, the game's gonna get its plug pulled. Most likely. At least because updates have been pretty slow. We've gotten a few new maps, but unfortunately, like, a lot of costumes they ever bring back in the store are just basically recycled. We're not really getting anything new. And the player count isn't helping either. Crossplay is a saving grace, considering how many people play on consoles still, I say. But even then. Well, the game's also on mobile now, through a complicated method. But even then, I feel like sooner or later, the plug for this game is going to get pulled sooner or later. I don't feel like this... I guess if I do another stream for Fall Guys after tonight, there'll probably be like a farewell to Fall Guys or something like that. Which is a shame. Don't Starve Together. I've heard of the game. But, well, I mean, the thing is, if it's a game that I need to play with other friends I know, which, don't get me wrong, I don't mind playing with friends to have fun with them and such. I don't mind playing games with friends. My issue with doing that is that if I buy a game only to play with them, I feel like I'm not going to really have that much fun to begin with anyways. Or, when the game is in my library, it lives and dies by whether my friends play it or not, which, the moment they stop playing it, or I realize I'm not enjoying the game, I'm probably not going to be playing the game. If I don't enjoy it already on my own. I've heard of the game though. I need to look at it to see what it's about again. But anyways, next year, I'll basically be streaming Trails Beyond the Horizon. Like, Trails Beyond the Horizon, Phantom Blade Zero, Trails in the Sky second chapter. And I did, well, talk, you probably heard that I did get Resident Evil Requiem for myself. I don't think I'll stream it immediately though, so... Why'd it have to be on this side? Yeah, better down here. Only a little bit the parent is one of their friends. No, sorry, that's the thing. It's not that I dislike the idea of playing with friends or hate the best experience of it. It's just for me. If a game comes down to the point where I have to rely on having a good time with my friends or having the best experience of it, I'm probably not going to play it much to begin with. Unfortunately, it is not to mention if my friends stop playing it, that's basically when I stop. Like I said, it has to be something I'm already interested in to begin with. Because I've pretty much walked the rope already with playing games because a friend plays it. I usually just don't play the games after they stop playing it. Among Us... Among Us is 100% a prime example of why I don't do that anymore. But there are other games too I've played that I ultimately did enjoy initially, but never got into, or never stuck with, because I don't remember the name of the game, but it's like Party something. It's gonna be chill, but it's gonna have to get to all A focus now. Oh, Gale get to eat trails? I didn't know that. Wait, I thought Emma gets to use something like Trail to Cold Skills 3 or something. Which, I haven't heard from her in a while, now that I think about it. But, hopefully they're doing well at least. And good night, Talk. All AD. See you next year? See you yeah. Oh well. Well, you won't see me streaming until Trails Beyond the Horizon next year, at least. So, it's gonna be dependent. How soon I see you depends on when you stream it. Gale get the... Wait, Gale gets the Reverie? Okay. Well, I guess you have been watching Gale's streams at least for the Trails games, so you know what's going on at least. You know what's going on at least. But even that's not exactly the best. Well, that's not exactly a starting point I recommend, but at least you do know the story. Cold Steel 3 isn't your cup of tea? I mean, Cold Steel 3 and Reverie are fairly similar, all things considered. But, I mean, Reverie is definitely more... definitely more refined in comparison, since Cold Steel 3 was how it started and all. He's the overwhelm with AP, that's how you get those. I mean, just play at your own pace, though. I mean, if you're like me, then you would care about the AP because you want the best rewards as soon as possible, but... all that said, it's just best you play at your own pace instead. In my opinion. Because, well... and there's also a lot to do anyways in Trails into Reverie. So you're not... Okay, now I need to start running, unfortunately. I mean, and there's also a lot of side content as well to Reverie. Ah, fuck. Fucked up again. Okay. Hey guys, I get the fear of missing out. You and I also got you the fear. Well, at that point, you need to start making time to actually play through the games, at least, because they are time investments, but worth it in the long run. Which, granted, I can only say I was able to do it because of COVID, when I was forced to stay home and such. Use it for screenshots to draw. That's how you play Trails. I see. But I digress though at the end of the day. Enjoy the games how you want to enjoy them. Especially since you got them gifted and such. was. What? This game makes no sense to me sometimes. Anyway, it's not great because I played the first shield. That was the first guy I liked the PSP one. I mean, Shields in the Sky started on the PSP. Or, oh no, it started on PC, but then it came to PSP. Unless you're talking about Naita, Boundless Trails. Because I did play through that last year. Which I just more so me filling the backlog because Mia did get that game for me as a birthday gift. But Naita is a different game. Stormy, there's no Trails games before Sky. There were Legend of Hero games before Sky. Pilgrims? Okay, I have no idea what you're talking about then. Unless you're talking about East or something. But that's a completely different game at that point. But we're talking about Trails. Trails in the Sky is the first Trails of game. Trails in the Sky is where it all started. The only games that preceded it were Legend of Heroes, but even then, those are completely different games. Yeah, I have no knowledge of Legend of Heroes. Personally. I'm not willing to really speak on it. Legend of Heroes 2? That's definitely way older than Trails in the Sky. And I believe Trails in the Sky is like, for like the Legend of Heroes the 6th game or something, I think. I believe. Yeah, I've never played any of the other Legend of Heroes games, because everything was in Trails. And I'm not really interested in going back anyway at this point. Because I pretty much played Trails for Trails, not because of Legend of Heroes or anything. Okay, I'm basically in there. Yeah. So revive this guy. I mean, it is one of the earlier games though, so at that point Falcom had a lot more to work with. By the time they got the shield in the sky. I wouldn't be going back anytime soon, though. All things considered. Anyways, if anything, I'll try for one more dub tonight. But I'm gonna end the stream somewhat soon, though, because I don't want to be up too late. Because like I said, I do want to get to work early tomorrow. That way I can chill for the rest of the day after. Oh yeah. Let's try this out. Oh man, I fucked up. Oh, sick. Ah, fuck. I got you. I threw that one, honestly. I got too greedy trying to grief. Okay, fine. This will be my last one regardless, so... At least I get to get one dub today. At least. But also just considering the fact that I haven't been playing this game for too long. I'm okay with it. Okay. But yeah, I guess basically TLDR of what I've been saying. This year has been a good time, ups and downs. Didn't really get to accomplish everything I wanted. But I'm grateful for how everything turned out and looking forward to going to next year. And excited, so nervous but also excited to see how things turn out as well. Still gonna be focused on grinding Street Fighter 6, but like I also said, I do want to prioritize, or I do want to find a better balance between competing and streaming. That's the plan going into next year. Which the plus side is that, like I said, next year, like, there will not, next year, if I take a hiatus from streaming at most, it'll be a month. It's not gonna be as long as 3 months like I did this year. you're doing shitty and good. Personal dev, but everything else is shitty. Is it because of the AI stuff going about and such? Which, but granted, I'd say that's been an issue for a while at this point. You hope the AI bubble bursts already? Me too. In general. Like, AI is just not pretty to look at. And then, when it goes into voice acting as well, it's just shows how greedy and lazy some big companies are to replace people easily. Like, one thing I'll agree with, AI eventually is going to be a part of our futures in some way or another. And in some ways, I can see it be beneficial for convenience and such, to some aspects. But generally speaking, well, my biggest issue is definitely when it's related to art. Because at that point, it's just not interesting. It just looks lame, lazy and lame in my opinion. Ooh, a new. Oh yeah, that too. Because of the new president and all. Or this, well, returning president, I'd say. Not that I want to get too political, but I get ya. I'm not a fan of him being back in office either, but I'll leave it at that. I guess the only positive of it all is just basically for it. Let's hope. Let's hope. No guarantees, but we can only hope at this point. Okay, one person eliminated. Hey, that's good. And that's what I was good here for me personally. Stressing usual because it's cool and learning pressure by you holding up. Hey, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Or something like that. Hard, but hey, you're at least coming out on top of it. Which is the important part, really, of us struggling to begin with. But yeah, this year overall was I'm happy this year happened. overall, and like I said, the biggest highlight for me is definitely going the fact that I did get to go to Eagle for the very first time this year, which has basically been on my bucket list since early 2010s. 2012, 2013-ish, I'd say. And being able to go with my friends this year definitely made it all the more better as well. Which is why it's like, on one hand, I won't be going again this year most likely. Next year, but I'm glad I got to experience it once. I didn't really get the performance I wanted at EVO for Fire 6, unfortunately. But hey, I made it out pools of, well, not only did I make it out pools of Veil Fury, somehow I got to round 3, which is basically top 96. Oh, fuck. God damn it. Ah, damn it. That could have been mine. I got too greedy for grief. Fine, I'll do one more. This will actually be the last one. Just because I also probably won't be playing this game at all anyways, after I'm done streaming this tonight. One more that I make it to the finals again. Close though, at least, but if I didn't get too greedy with griefing, I probably could have made it. I didn't like, well, aside from competing at EVO, EVO was actually where I pretty much got to meet a lot of friends, whether they're like people I'm meeting for the first time, or people I haven't seen in a long while, so it's aka since the Smash days. So, yeah, for all experiencing EVO with both friends new and old was definitely my favorite part of EVO, basically. I also got to go to the arena as well for City of the Wolves, which I wasn't planning to go initially, but I realized with the time me and my friends were leaving it, I had time to go, so I pretty much went to the arena when I could have been grinding Street Fighter 6 at the setups. But I'm glad I went to the arena finals for City of the Wolves. So actually I woke up and realized I have to work tomorrow, Stormy, so I wouldn't be able to do that. And like I said, I'm not gonna be booting up this game at all. After all, it's gonna be a while before I boot this game up again. Next year. But I'm just not really interested in continuing. Like I said, Fall Guys this year, it didn't really get any big updates, unfortunately. You gonna catch on sleep action? Okay, for sure, Mina. I'm not gonna be streaming for too much longer, like I said. Regardless, I appreciate you taking around while you can, Mina. Hope you have a good night, and I'll catch you next time, whenever that is. Whether it's in my stream or yours. But till then, have a good one, Mina. Anyways. You've been wanting to go to EVO, but as an Arvin? Oh yeah, I mean, Stormy, you could definitely do that too. As long as you apply and get accepted in there, you could definitely do that. Because I mean, quite frankly, that's the one thing I wish I was able to do at EVO this year. Or one thing I wish I had more time for at EVO this year, because... Bro, what is your fucking problem? Bro. I don't remember you. But yeah, you can definitely do that. Bro, can you leave me the fuck alone? I didn't even remember to greet that fucker. I'll still make it, but... Okay, good. Yeah, screw that guy. Oh, it's not. It doesn't look good, but, you know. But, oh yeah, back to what I was saying, Stormy. I pretty much, yeah, EVO, I really had a good time there because I was pretty much there with friends. That was the best part of it. And the artist alley was great too, which I had a friend that I haven't seen in a while there too, so I got to see her in a couple others as well, so like I said, I think the fact that EVO is a convention now is actually really the best part about it versus being just a tournament, because I agree, if you were just at a tournament just to see how you would do, it can get boring pretty quickly. But treating EVO as a convention actually was really fun. I guess the only issue I really would have is just whether it's worth the price of admission, because, like I said, it got to me like $300, almost $300 for early bird registration. And that's basically the same price I'm looking at now if I do early bird again for next year. And like I said, it wasn't for the fact that I went with my friends, I probably wouldn't have had as much fun as I did. And unfortunately, most of my friends aren't planning to go this year. Next year, I mean. So I'm most likely not going. Most likely done tour around town and such. That I'll admit, I didn't really have a chance to do that. Unfortunately. As much as I would have loved to, I honestly just did not have time to do that. It just wasn't in the cards for me. But granted, there's not a crazy lot I probably would want to do in Vegas anyways. Bitch, why do you keep running to grief? All that said, there's a lot to do in the, like, I guess if you're only there for the tournament, it wouldn't have been as interesting, but... Sorry, like that sounds lazy. I do think I do agree though with that, Stormy. It's definitely a waste of time to just travel to an event to compete and not like unless the event you're attending is also a convention like EVO. I think it's also a waste to not experience what else the rest of the place you're traveling to also has. I do agree with that, though. Because I mean, while my friends were in Las Vegas, I didn't go with them for this, like, really bougie buffet. My friends did go to something. And they had a good time. Like I said, in my case, I just really did not have time, and I was also super tired as well. With how busy I was. But if you have the time, and I guess I'll also admit, with Las Vegas, outside like the shows and such there isn't like a crazy lot that's like unique to it, I'd say, to Las Vegas that you can't experience elsewhere. At least with sites and such, there isn't really a whole lot that I know. I do agree with that. Despite that, though. Especially if you aren't local. Okay, it's just me and him. God damn it. So close. I should have stayed on tap I was on. Oh well, that was close. Can't be too mad about that. Oh well. At least we did get one dub, though. Anyways. I will see about that, Stormy. I will see. It just really depends. Like, the only tournament I can think of that I would possibly go to. Does Fame Pass end in one day? Oh, it does. Okay, yeah, I wouldn't be able to do this anyways. Foreign exchange students. I guess there's only so much you can do about that, all things considered. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, the only thing I can consider going to Mexico for events is probably Smash Factor, but even then, everything else I play is basically a side event to Smash there, so probably wouldn't be anytime soon. Not to mention, I also would need to get my visa and such. But yeah. But we'll see, though. Anyways. Food, I mean, I get the Mexican food I like here in California already, because we're pretty close to the border. But hey, like I said, if anything else happens, we'll see. Anyways. That'll be it for me for tonight. Overall, nice chill Fall Guys stream to end the year. which also ended up serving as a nice test stream as well for streaming on PC. I don't drink, by the way, Stormy, so you don't have to worry about me getting tequila or anything like that. But anyways, overall this year, I definitely didn't stream as much as I could have, but I had a good time streaming overall with what I did do, and overall, I am hoping to make next year better. Or at least try to find a better balance between competing and streaming. And like I said, the next game I will start on will definitely be Trails Beyond the Horizon. I'm not gonna bother with the demo though, because that's pretty short in comparison to what I do play. Towards King Watching has no attack with bargain queue. Okay, that's funny. But yeah. And tonight was a good test stream overall for what I wanted. I'll be back with Trails Beyond the Horizon next. Well, that's the next playthrough I'll do. But I'll probably do a Street Fighter 6 test stream before then. Sometime before I start on it. We'll see though. But regardless, for everyone that stopped by, thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Till then, take care everyone. Have a good night. Have a happy new year whether you celebrate it or not. And yeah. I'll see you all in the new year. But till then, peace everyone.